Welcome back to the garage, everyone. Today, as you saw from the last video, the ATV content is going to be a little lax moving forward. So today's video is going to be working on a piece of landscape equipment. And I do a lot of welding repair for a local landscape company. Whenever something breaks, they bring it by, I weld it, I'll gusset it up. I'll make it better than it was originally. That way it won't break again. So they keep coming back to me. I've been doing this for a while. I usually do it in between, I shouldn't say in between. I do it while I'm doing the ATV builds. But I don't video it and stuff because a lot of the small engine repair that I used to do and put on the channel never really got a lot of views. But at this point, I'm gonna put content on, so I'm just gonna start videoing it. So this is what we're working on today. And this is an aerator. It's a Ryan aerator. And you know, they use to aerate lawns. They put, it punches, come down on the back here and show you. It punches holes in the lawn. It allows fertilizer and nutrients to get down to the grass root. If you want a healthy lawn, it's one of the things you have to do. Anyway, the problem with this aerator is at one point, let's see here now. We got a busted weld right here, as you can see. So I'm gonna have to fix that. At one point, it looks like somebody welded it here because it broke off once before. So I need to weld that again. But that's not the main issue. The main issue is the handle brackets, which are right here. And you can see it's broke off. Let me push on it, you'll see. Neither one of them is connected anymore. So I have to reconnect these. And I gotta come up with a way to do that and make it stronger so it doesn't snap off again. Now this small lawn equipment or small engine stuff or whatever you want to call it, they don't put a lot of engineering thought into it. They kind of slap these things together. They're not made to last forever. And there's a lot of engineering flaws on this stuff as far as the chassis and how they weld them together and stuff. They don't want them to last forever. They want you to keep buying them. If they lasted forever, they go out of business. So basically what I'm going to do is I am going to work on making this so it won't break again in the areas that already broke. So that's what I'm going to do. And you guys are going to watch, I guess. So that's what I'm going to do here. I know that this isn't an ATV video, but you guys can use what I do here on ATVs. Let's say you break the frame and it breaks at a spot. If you just weld along the crack, it's going to crack again. It's because basically what it did was it revealed a flaw in the frame, and the only way to fix it is to make it better. So if you follow what I'm doing here and you apply it to other things, yeah, it'll work. So let's get to it. All right, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this plastic cover off and this other cover off right here, and I'm going to take them off because I don't want them to melt from the welding. And plus I need to get behind these anyway, so I'm going to take them off. I'll do it off camera. It's just some simple hardware. All right, so this one here, I'm not too concerned with taking it off, but I got it back far enough where I could weld and I don't have to worry about melting it. So at this point here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out my flap disc and I'm going to clean up all the surfaces that need weld. All right, I have this brake right here. I got all the paint taken off it. You got to get the paint off and get the rust off in order to get a good weld. So the proper way to do this would be to stick a tube inside of this tube and then drill a couple of holes, spot weld it, and then weld around, and it will never break again. But I would have to cut this all apart in order to do it, and I'm not doing that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a strap over this and then weld the strap. Let me see what I got for material. All right, I got this piece right here. It's just scrap, nothing fancy. And I think this will work out perfectly. If I cut it the right way here, I can get this to wrap around and we can weld it up solid. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut it. I might actually try to bend this a little more around this. While it's still long, let me see if I can get this rounder. See if I can find a piece of, maybe I can find a socket or something that's that size. And let me see if I can bend this a little better. All right, you can see now it's pretty round. All I did was put a socket in the middle, hold it in the vise this way, and then hammer it around the socket. Pretty simple. And now that is a pretty nice fit. A little bit on the big side, but it's pretty nice. So I'm gonna go switch this in the vise to try to get that radius a little smaller, cut them the length, come back. I gotta grind some of this previous repair off of here. It's kind of getting in the way. Alright, that looks pretty good now. Now we can get it right down to where I want it to be, right there. And we will cut this off. And I'm wondering if I should come on the back side. That way I can weld that and maybe pinch this down, hammer it, and get it closer on that end. I think that's what I'm gonna do. So let's mark this so I can cut these ears off. And I think what I want to do is I think I want to leave it a little bit long. So we'll cut it right there, and the same on this side. There. Make that straight. All right, so these are our lines. I'm going to cut that line, and then that line, and then we're going to come back. Oh, and I'm just going to cut this with a hacksaw. Simple and easy. All right, this is how it's in there. I got it pretty tight against the back. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to weld it on the top here, and then maybe try to get a weld on the bottom so that this doesn't move. Take the clamps off, then I'll weld it solid all the way around the back. Same as on the bottom. And I'll come back when I'm done. I'm not going to show you the weld because weld flash tends to ruin GoPros. All right, we got it welded in there. That is never coming out. Got a top and bottom. Pretty heavy welds. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to heat this up with a torch, and I'm going to bend them over with a ball peen hammer. And then once I get them where I need, I'll clamp it, tack it, and then just burn this whole thing in. All right, that's how you do one side. I need to move the camera and stuff, so I'm gonna do the other side then I'm gonna buzz it all in and show you what it looks like when it's done. Okay, there it is, all bent over, and I'll buzz around the top. It's really hot right now. I'll buzz around the bottom, and then I'll buzz the seam, and this repair is done. I do notice that there was a previous weld here, and as you can see, it doesn't look like they welded it very well. So I'm gonna try to clean that up a little bit with a wire wheel maybe, and then try to weld that as well, see what happens. All right guys, that's all welded up. As you can see, it ain't coming off. Some of the welds look good, some of the welds don't, but there was some veracity inside previous welds, and there wasn't really much I could do about it. But my welds are nice and clean. Doesn't really matter. This thing ain't coming off. It's never gonna break where I welded it. It might break up here, maybe, next time, or it might break down here again next time, I don't know. But it's definitely not gonna break right there. All right, let's move up to the handle. So like I said earlier, this is a way that you can fix the tube. Like, let's say you crack a tube on an ATV or a dirt bike frame. This is the proper way to fix it. So you can incorporate what I did here onto off-road equipment, just saying. Same thing up here. This will be kind of similar to if you broke a motor mount on an ATV, and let's get into fixing this one. All right, I took these off, and the reason for it is they need to get cleaned up really, really well in order to get the weld to stick. So I'm gonna hit these with a flapper disc. I'm gonna clean them up real good. I think what I'm gonna do is just clean these up, come back, and then I'll do a little more cleaning on the frame here, and then we'll do a dry fit together. All right guys, we're all cleaned up. Let's get into marking it. So I think what I want to do is I want to push these handlebars all the way forward because they're just in the way. And these are the parts that go on here. That's this side. And what I did was I made these up as brackets to go on here like this. And because if I just welded the crack, there's really nothing here. There's a lot of leverage here, and it's just going to snap again. So we need to make this so that that's not going to happen again. And on this bottom one, I am going to have to drill a hole in it for that screw that mounts the handlebar on. So first we got to make it fit a little better. It's not fitting very good. Let's see if I can find one that maybe fits better. This one. Yeah, that one fits pretty good. Problem is the welds kind of in the way. But I wanted this to be one piece for rigidity. And I think I have that. So where we're at, I have the two straps put on here, and I made, I don't know, slot, whatever, just roughly with a step bit, and then I ground it out with the flapper disc. I did cut it off a little bit. This square doesn't do anything, but I don't want water and stuff to sit in there and it'll cause a rust spot. So I cut it off a couple seconds, that's all it took. The reason why I'm putting these straps on here, the first reason is it strengthens it because now they're connected over a vast area, and chances are this isn't going to snap again because I'm going to do both sides. So it's stronger now than it would have been from when it was first made. And the other problem is on this side here, I can't weld on the inside because the handlebar, this piece right here, sits on the frame from this half moon, and it's supposed to be flush with this. So I can't build this side up with weld. So essentially I can't even weld that side. Because if I do, I have to grind the weld off, and then there's not going to be enough on there to hold anyway. So doing it this way, basically all I have to do is just light weld on that side, and just hit it with a flapper disc enough to make it so it's connected. That's it. It's not going to have any structural integrity at all. All the structural stuff is going to be on these straps that I put in. All right, there it is, finished product. It's all welded in. Some of the welds look good, some of them don't. But for what it is, it ain't gonna let go. And the screw fit in, so we're good to go. And there should be enough sticking out that I can get the nut on. And there's plenty sticking out, so we're good to go. And with that being said, that one's done. I'll do the other side off camera. You guys don't need to see it. It's just a copy of that. And pretty much it. So we did that and we did that. And these repairs you can do on an ATV as well, or a dirt bike, or a UTV, or whatever. And that's pretty much that. All right, guys, thanks for watching this repair. It's not done yet. I'm gonna finish it off camera, but you guys get the idea. And that's pretty much it. I got a lot more of these repairs coming. I guess there's a lawnmower that broke in half. Sort of like, well, I did one of those already, and here's a picture of it. I had to take that lawnmower all apart, weld it back together. I had to use come-alongs and stuff like that to get it to go back together. It was a very heavy machine. And I had to put a lot of gussets and a lot of angle iron on there to firm it back up. And again, I had to take this one apart, not a lot, but a little bit. The guy he used to have doing the welds, he would just push the two things together and throw a bead on it and call it a day, and end up breaking again because it's just, not only is it already weak at that point because it broke there once before, but you're not going to get enough penetration on those welds to keep those two pieces together because it's already a design flaw area because it broke once before. And when you do stuff like this, adding all that extra strap and all over that much surface area, it's never going to break there again. And same thing here. So pretty much it. All right, it's all back together. You can see the welds. I hit it with paint, not the same exact color, but close enough. And the other side. Can't see this side very well, but it's all set. Now you can come pick it up, and I can fix something else for them. I want to thank you guys for watching. Thanks everyone that subscribes, comments. I've been getting a lot of comments lately on different things. I want to thank everyone who commented on the last video about the ATV market being dead. I guess there's a lot of people seeing that same thing in the part of the country that they're from as well. It's just the way the economy is going right now. So again, I want to thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more of this stuff coming up. I will try to squeeze some ATV content in there along the way. But I also have a Dodge Dart video coming for those of you that were asking about Dodge Dart content. That's also coming. So once again, thanks for watching.